Hello.
Hey,
So we are
for the third time now.
for the 3rd time.
My name's Aaron,
I'm Josh
and we're calling this the Working Title Podcast.
because that we don't know if it is a working title in itself, but we can't think of anything else.
Yeah,
We're not game.
I thought that
grumps.
might have been okay. Don't stop bringing up. Okay. This is gonna basically be about whatever we want to talk about.
But mostly, majority of the time it's gonna
Probably
be
video games because we most of the time like video games.
Yeah, but video games are pretty cool.
I'll stop Josh from talking about Doctor Who or other stuff.
I don't like Doctor Who.
Well, he used to like it.
I used to.
I'll like reach across this 2 feet and punch his shit. Okay. So,
Doctor Who gives a shit.
yeah.
So
we were just looking at Monster Girl Quest. I want to talk about
the
that.
pinnacle of gaming.
He was pointing out how some of the art is a lot better than some of the other art, and I never noticed that because I didn't play that much of it. I played like 5 hours of it, and it's like the worst thing ever created by man, but also pretty good.
It's I think it's kind of amazing it's into 3 parts because I mean you've got that's your
lot.
That's your saga shit like Lord of the Rings
that's
fantasy.
A trilogy. If it's
trilogy.
if it was over at 3, I don't know.
Why didn't Luca just ride the giant dick eagle to Anyways, we've been playing. We just finished playing tonight. We finished playing Ground Zeroes.
Metal Gear Solid, Ground
Metal Gear
Zeroes,
Solid 5,
Metal
Ground
Gear Solid
Zeroes.
5. This is
V.
okay. So I've been seeing people say on the internet, a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a week, whatever, till Metal Gear Solid 5 comes out.
No.
And I'm looking at like the calendar and shit, and I'm like, what the fuck are they talking about? And I'm like, oh, they're talking about Ground Zeroes.
I feel like
And
they needed to more differentiate between the Ground Zeroes and the Phantom Pain.
I feel like people need to not say that because that's misleading.
It is misleading.
Yeah.
So I mean, the first thing everyone's talking about Ground Zeroes is the pricing. I think the pricing is shitty.
They did lower it though. It was originally going to be 40, right?
Really?
I think so.
I think it was 40 in other countries, but they dropped that to match the
I heard
US
it was
price.
like 20 in Canada.
Well, we're not Canadian.
I know.
So they got
also Canadian money is
they
fucked.
got the
So-
Big Boss chicken sandwich to eat while they play. So
KFC, yeah.
yeah,
But we're not.
basics of KFC.
Dude, you don't give away ad space on this podcast for free.
We
man.
don't.
So
I will. Free KFC would be
we're gonna
nice.
go back and edit that out, but not really. We're just gonna keep going.
But
Ground Zeroes, Metal Gear Solid.
Metal Gear Solid was very interesting. I think for the pricing, I don't agree with the people that say it should be free,
No,
but it
definitely
should not have been as much as it was.
I think 20 would have been a
20
fair price.
20
for
they
it.
sold it for 20 on PSN.
Yes.
And if you got it on PSN, it ran out yesterday, but you got a free copy of Peace Walker for the PS3.
Are you serious?
Yes. I did not know that until after I bought it at GameStop.
That's a bunch of shit.
It is, and I didn't. If I would have got it digitally, but my campus doesn't allow for PS3 internet connections, so I couldn't have downloaded it anyway.
That sucks.
Yeah, but it was $10 difference. We have to wait sometime in 2015 for the Phantom Pain, right?
I heard early 2015, but what was
early.
it? What was it? Someone out there just said that Kojima tweeted something like, "Ground Zeroes is out now. I can start working on Phantom Pain." I don't know how true that is.
I'm gonna hope to God that if he said that, what he meant was that
that
I
was
can.
hearsay.
I hope that they meant that
Like focus his attention.
yeah, he can focus his attention on
Like
on
full
Phantom Pain.
attention.
Full attention. Well, they got to have stuff already because I mean, otherwise, where would have those scenes from the trailer come from?
Well, guess what? If you
We're gonna go into
watch-
spoilers. Spoilers for Ground Zero if you care about that sort of thing.
If you play all of Ground Zeroes, then you'll see where some of those scenes for
Some of
the
them.
Phantom Pain trailers that were put out at E3 and a little bit before then. The Sins of Our Father one was the E3 one.
Whoa.
Yeah, and then the Garbage Not Your Kind of People
That's a
one.
good song.
That came out a little bit before.
That was GDC, I think.
No, I don't.
I'm pretty
Might
sure it
have
was
been
GDC.
last
It was
year.
no, it was GDC
It was
last
like a
year.
year ago.
Yeah, and then the Red Band trailer was at E3.
Okay. Well, some
I
of
remember there
those,
was that loud ass glitch that happened when they kicked you out in the truck.
I don't remember that. Was you sure that was GDC or Tokyo Game Show?
Oh god, it could be either
No,
one.
Tokyo Game Show's after E3.
It was GDC because I have
Okay.
I have the file over there.
Okay. Well, some of those scenes in those trailers are straight out of Ground Zeroes, man. Like them fighting on the oil rig And
that messed me up.
That and
a
certain other thing that happens to a certain character
removal.
Who has a certain name, who is a...
He doesn't
I'm trying
like
to talk
her.
around it. Is a person who you rescue in Ground Zero.
But not really.
But yeah. Well...
You rescue her, but then you blew it. She blew it. She blew herself.
She blew.
Oh, that was messed up though. We actually when we first picked her up out of the
I was playing it when we first got to pause,
and he shot her right in the face.
She's laying on the floor, and I just pull out one of the shotguns I took from a dude and just nailed her in the face with it because fuck pause. But whatever. And then the mission was failed, and I was like, didn't Miller Kaz just tell me on the radio that if I kill her if I had to? Like,
but you didn't have to.
But I wanted to.
Just made it easier.
It's her fault. It's
that
all
was.
her fault.
I gotta say though, that was really more morbid and
dark.
Yeah, I mean, I hate saying dark. I hate saying the word edgy even more.
Yes,
because it makes me think of
the
Shadow the Hedgehog.
Nintendo 2003 press
yeah, more edgy and
E3.
hardcore.
Yeah,
but because I mean, Metal Gear's always dealt with heavy subjects like censorship. But like 5 is like child soldiers, and you saw the trailer that Snake.
Revengeance has child soldiers.
Revengeance is
the best Metal Gear game. I think so.
It's fun. It's fun. I don't consider it definitely not a sneaking game.
No.
They didn't feature them. They just talked about them. I mean, unless you count Raiden.
They were a big part of it.
Unless you count Raiden.
Yeah.
But also for Ground Zeroes, with the new systems they have in place, it's different than any other game.
The actual important part.
That's what's important. They took out the alert indicator. They took out really anything that indicated anything on screen, really.
Yeah, if it featured a different character and you didn't know it was a Metal Gear, if it didn't say Metal Gear Solid on it, you might not even be able to recognize that it is a Metal Gear Solid game.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with that.
You know.
I mean, to be honest, there's not that many sneaking games that focus on stealth. There are a lot of them, but not that many compared to like the first-person shooter genre.
This game, you seem fully capable of being able to handle action. Yeah. Like, so it could be just a straight-up action game. Mm-hmm. Which I know a lot of people aren't going to like that.
Yeah, a lot of people aren't good. Long-time fans, probably.
But, I thought it felt good, though.
Yeah, it did feel good. It felt good.
Which is...
You thought it wasn't going to feel good, didn't you?
I heard someone say it played a lot like Metal Gear Solid 4, which
You didn't care for?
I don't really like how that... I was going to say that saying that a shooting mechanic feels good really doesn't... Like, it's hard to explain. It... Like, you could say this feels good, and some other people might play it and they might not like it, but it's... I don't even know what to say. It's just hard to explain. You can't really describe it.
The CQC,
it does or it doesn't.
CQC system was a lot like it was in Peace Walker, where you can do chains. You didn't play Peace Walker.
I played like up to like 30 minutes.
He played Poops Portable Ops.
I played a lot of Portable Ops when I was in like the 9th grade.
You know, Kojima considers that game to be like non-canon, right?
That's fine. I don't give a shit about what Kojima says about anything.
We also did the Rescue Kojima mission.
I thought I played that one.
Yeah,
and I thought it was kind of funny. It really sucks because most of the time it's a rail shooting mission.
Well, almost the entirety of it, really.
Good 90% of it is, and then you get off the helicopter at the end and you pick them up, and you put them in your helicopter. Blow up that LAV. That sucked. I just want to say that shooting grenades from a grenade launcher at an LAV probably won't take it out. But after about like 12 or 13 of them, it did. But that shouldn't happen.
We can't say it was nano machines because it was 1975. Yeah. Have you seen all those ads that like something, welcome to 1975 or something like that?
What's that for?
It's an advertising campaign for Ground Zeroes. You haven't seen it? It's been all over Twitter.
I don't go on Twitter.
It has like boxing things, and then it has like Snake. It says like CQC, welcome to 1975. I think it's a little heavy-handed. I feel like Kojima's not really to blame for the pricing stuff. I think it's
there's no way he is.
Konami.
It's all Konami.
It's Konami. Konami's pretty bad.
Kojima doesn't even want to make Metal Gear.
Oh, he doesn't.
He hasn't for what years?
Didn't he? Because he was gonna. Didn't he want to end it at 2?
Probably.
I know I think he definitely wanted to end it at 4.
Yes.
Except for him saying he wasn't going to make any more Metal Gear, but now here we have the Phantom Pain and Ground Zeroes.
Yeah, which looks to be, if it follows the same path that Ground Zeroes has laid out for it, Phantom Pain looks to be like each time Kojima makes a game, he gets better at it. It's a better game than the game that came before it. So this one looks like it's going to be pretty good.
Yep. Trailer. If you haven't watched the trailer, you should definitely go do that.
I was thinking for the longest time that those 2 trailers are going to be better than the entire game.
He does know how to make a good trailer.
Those trailers are great. He needs to make movies. Stop making video games and start making movies.
I don't want him to stop making games. I want him to make movies as well. Have you ever played a bad Kojima game?
Zone of the Enders, the first one.
Really?
It's not that great.
Oh, okay.
2's really...
I haven't played either, so I can't say.
Runner... What is it?
Second Runner?
Second Runner. Is that what it's called? I don't know.
I read it the other day on them.
That's a pretty good one. But the first one is an interesting, like... Well, ruined all mech designs forever because nothing beats it. Kinda.
Nothing. Well, what about New Gundam? You've seen New Gundam, right?
Is that the one with the fangs?
Yes.
In U Gundam, like New Metal?
Yes. What is New Metal? I don't know what New Metal actually is.
It's shitty rock music. Oh, we can talk about it later.
Okay.
I don't think you can... I think Gundam is in a different league from normal mech things.
Yeah.
Like, it's not, but it at the same time it is.
The Enders, that's what they're called, right? The Enders?
They're called orbital frames.
Oh, wow. Well, that's actually really cool sounding. Yeah. Did you say they have more like an organic design than they're more streamlined looking?
Humanoid.
So they look
some of them
kind of like more like Ava's than a Gundam, right? I mean, design wise.
Not a little bit, maybe.
Just in like
the cockpits or in like
slim.
The crotch.
Oh, really?
For the Jehuti, at least.
Jehuti?
Yeah.
Jehuti,
yeah. We got off onto fucking Zone of the Enders now. We were trying to talk about Metal Gear.
Ground Zeroes. I think it's definitely important if you want to...
Wait, didn't Kojima work on fucking Castlevania Lords of Shadow?
I want to... I
know there's like a skin in that game where it switches Gabriel Belmont into Snake. So I think maybe he did.
The only Castlevanias I've ever played are the original one, and the one you play is... I can't remember which one it is. The titles all sound the same to me. Soma Cruz,
Ira of Sorrow,
I think.
That was the Game Boy one.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. I enjoyed that.
Yeah, that one's a good one.
I heard the new one. I heard Lord of Shadows.
Lords of Shadow.
I heard those are doing terrible.
They're action games.
Oh,
did you just hear that the guy who did?
He said Metroidvanias were bad or something.
No, the guy who what? No, the guy who I don't even remember his name. The guy who did, I think he did Symphony of the Night. He did a bunch of the DS ones, and he's the guy who went around in the cowboy hat with a whip and some pictures and stuff. He just left Konami.
Oh.
Go start his own studio, and he said he was going to give a talk at GDC about Metroidvania.
Ooh.
Like straight up, he said this is about Metroidvania.
That's nice.
Yeah. So I don't know when that's happened. It's probably already happened, but I might.
Didn't GDC just happen?
I think it's still happening.
Oh, I want to go to that one year. I think
You don't want to go to
really?
Not GDC. No.
I heard that
I don't even think you can get in unless you're in the press or a
developer.
I
heard that the guy who did Lords of Shadow, the guy in charge of it, said that Metroidvanias are dead. I heard him say that. I didn't hear him. I know he said that.
I think it's a really hard thing to do unless you're going to do a 2D game.
Yeah. Back to
Metroid Prime.
Back to other stuff Kojima's done. He also did a light sensitive game for the Game Boy Advance called Boktai.
I don't know what did that come out here?
Yeah. You had to play it outside to charge an in-game solar weapon, and you had to go out and play in the sun.
That's weird.
He had a photometric
he does weird shit.
He does weird shit. Psycho Metal Gear Solid 1. That's all you know.
Okay. I want to talk about Kojima for a second. A lot of people say and act and talk like they think he's like an infallible golden god that has been given down to us lowly humans from heaven.
He's okay.
I don't feel that way about him. Because sometimes the gameplay in his games suck.
Remember when
I love Metal Gear Solid 2. I think it's a very good game. I think some of the gameplay in it is shit. and it took him a really long time until he was like, "Hey, I'm gonna let you guys move around the camera." It's like, why couldn't I do that all the time? But I don't. That's just how I feel.
I think it's just maybe software limitations at the time. Because didn't we saw one come out in like 2001 or something?
Yeah, I came out a long
ass time ago. But
could have been.
He also did some games on the DS called Lunar Nights, I think.
I haven't heard of those.
It was an RPG.
That's weird.
Yeah, he's done some other stuff. Their faces are in the Peace Walker art book, and I have to say, if you plan on playing Ground Zeroes, you can enjoy it without knowing Peace Walker. But
there's a whole big backstory thing on it that'll tell you.
But I would highly recommend playing Peace Walker. It's a really fun game. If you get used to the PSP controls, and if you can't,
I was gonna say if
you get the PS3 version. PS3 version is $20.
I was gonna say if you're gonna get it on the PSP, good luck because one analog stick.
There's a really fun thing. We have to mash the triangle button, like really fast for a good 30 seconds, which doesn't sound bad, but
I'm not.
It gets tiring.
I'm not into it.
I think we talked about Metal Gear long enough, but before what's your favorite Metal Gear?
2.
2?
Is Revengeance not counted?
But I would say Metal Gear Solid. What's your favorite Metal Gear Solid and your favorite Metal Gear as in like the robot?
I think games that have Snake in them, either Big Boss or Solid Snake.
Yeah.
I think 2 is my favorite one. That's kind of funny to say. It's mostly featuring Raiden, but it has him in it. That was the first one I ever played. I played that back in like 7th or 8th grade. And I just remember at the end of it, the Colonel going fucking nuts. And
I need scissors. 61.
Running around naked.
Cartwheels.
And doing cartwheels and trying to see Raiden's dick. And,
you were trying?
Yeah, I was trying to be like, if I can get this camera like right.
Why do you want to see his dick?
Because I wanted to see if I could see it or not. Because I was like in middle school and I was like, can I see his
experimenting.
Jump? Yeah, I was trying to see if I could see his dick. And then you get like a ninja sword at the end.
Yeah.
And thinking about, I never thought it would have led to Revengeance.
Yeah.
Which is kind of crazy. And
I read that you know how he shows up in a cyborg as a cyborg.
Yes, in 4.
Yeah, he didn't choose to have that done. That was forcibly done to him. I didn't know that until recently. The Patriots did that to him.
I didn't even, dude.
They removed everything from his body.
I'm not the best with Metal Gear Solid.
There's so much much lore.
Crazy. I'd say I'm pretty bad at knowing it.
I think my favorite is 4. Because 4 controls good, but also like the story, everything culminating that final fight with Ocelot.
Which I haven't gotten to.
Cycles through all this.
You fight Ocelot?
You fight. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I spoil you on a 7-year-old game?
I would just shut up. I'm not mad about it.
I know. But like you fight him, and it gets 4 phases, and it cycles through like the names and the health bars of all the different games.
That's cool.
So like when you fight him for the second phase, the Tanker Incident music plays. I guess say for the robots though, I think my favorite is Rex. Metal Gear. No, I like Metal Gear Zeke.
Mine's Ray. I didn't say that when I got to say it, but my favorite is definitely Ray.
All right, and we also played tonight. We played Dark Souls 2.
Yeah.
And we are both huge fans of Dark Souls 1. We like watch all the fucking Epic Name Bro videos. Yeah. Epic Name Bro if you're listening to this, which I know you're not.
No way.
No way. That's our dream.
No.
Oh, no.
It's like
maybe one day Senpai will notice us. But...
Yeah, sure. I've had conversations with him on some of his videos.
Oh.
Because he sometimes puts like different music and stuff in it to make him not boring, since he made so many like Dark Souls videos. And he put like Persona music in there one time, and I asked him if he'd played a real Shin Megami Tensei game.
Real Shin Megami Tensei game.
I didn't say it like that because he's a really nice, humble guy. And I just asked him if he'd played Nocturne. And he was like, no, I've only played... I think he said he only played like 3 or 4. And then I told him, you like games that are hard as shit. Nocturne's hard as shit. You should play it sometime. And I don't know. He probably didn't even... he didn't respond to that.
Can you put this over there?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, but I think it's pretty safe to say for me that the first Dark Souls is my favorite game ever that's ever come out. It's the first game that I've played that really has an actual sense of accomplishment when you can do something. Like a really powerful one. You feel good about what you did. You didn't feel like you wasted any time.
When you see,
even though you did, you've wasted a lot of time.
When you
to get to this point.
When you see victory achieved instead of you die, that's a good feeling.
It is. It's the best feeling I've ever felt from any video game, so that's why it's my.
I had Aubrey play it for the first time about last week or so when I was really sick.
Yes.
And I think she killed the Asylum Demon. No, she was able to get it down to half health. But she had
bare fist.
No. Oh. With like once you get the sword.
Oh, okay, your actual starting weapon.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
It was pretty good for a first try.
Yeah.
She almost killed
I've seen better, but for
well, yeah, but she doesn't
normally
play those kind of games. I might have beat him
on the first try when I played it, maybe.
But yeah, we're going to talk about the what are we discussing for Dark Souls 2?
I want to start off with the graphics downgrade that a lot of people are complaining about. I want to see if I'm trying to find a video. Josh didn't look at any of the.
I went in completely blind.
He did
somehow
full media blackout somehow, and of course I didn't because
I was busy studying.
Too much. Yeah,
studying and watching old robot anime.
So there's been a. I'm trying to find this video. Just hold
Is the audio off? Because I don't want to get it on the speaker. Sorry, guys.
There's been a pretty huge graphics downgrade.
Wow.
It's really noticeable if you look at them side by side. There was a bunch of dynamic lighting that was in some of the first builds of it they showed that's not in there. There's a lot of nicer textures they had to take out. There's a lot of... he's watching the video right now.
I am. Good God.
There was a lot of more complex geometry they had in there. And they just took all that shit out. And they didn't... a lot of the thing people are complaining about is... It's really... a lot of people think it's Namco's fault. Because Namco didn't tell people, didn't put anything out about there being a downgrade in the graphics before the release of the game. And I think maybe I'm trying to say there was footage of the network tests that went up that FromSoft didn't. They had a user agreement thing that you couldn't put up video for it. Like, you had to sign that to get into the network test, but they didn't go around taking videos down that got put up. I heard someone say that they didn't care. So if you went and looked at the game from those network tests, maybe you could have seen it. And I'm trying to remember if they definitely downgraded shit for the network test from the first reveal. So there was a little bit of a warning, but I can understand people going on full media blackout like you did and not even seeing that. But you didn't even know in the first place that
I wasn't looking for it, and I wasn't like actively avoiding it. I just never saw anything about it.
Okay. Well,
now Ground Zeroes though, it was only 2 days after launch, and people were all not shutting the hell up about Ground Zeroes. You be okay? Jesus.
Wrong pipe. Sorry. Oh man, that was good timing.
He has a really bad reaction to Metal Gear.
Yeah, I thought we were done. And then he just brings Metal Gear back up, and it makes me have a fit. Alright, I'm okay. No, I'm not.
Do you want us to take a break?
No, I'm good. Alright. It's like that tweet Kojima put out when he was like,
I'm okay. Yeah. After the earthquake.
The tsunami, right?
I was going to bring that up, but I forgot. So he's okay.
He's okay. Good for him. Okay, back to Dark Souls. Fuck, I lost my entire train of thought. I can understand being upset about the graphics downgrade. It seems like you could take it as you've been lied to. There's a thread on NeoGAF that is the official be mad at Namco for lying to us about Dark Souls 2 graphics thread, and in the title page it says #you lied on it because it's like you died.
Do you go to NeoGAF actively? I'm not shaming you. I'm just curious.
No, I kind of do. I have it open in a tab, pretty regularly. I try to set up an account because I wanted to, sometimes post stuff on there. But every time I try to set up an account, they're really weirdly strict about stuff. You can't set up an account with a free email address.
A free email address? Like
that's what it said to me. I tried to set up a Gmail account, try to set up a Hotmail account with those 2 emails I have, and they're like, no. So
that's weird. Probably stop spammers,
I have access. Yeah, it's pretty smart. I can see where they get it from because it'll stop. Like, if people get banned on there for stuff, and it stops people like that from coming back unless they want to pay. And then for
like something awful, you gotta pay to get in, and you can get banned like for nothing.
I don't know anything about something awful.
It's something awful.
I have access to a Verizon email account, which may be paid. I could make an account if I really cared, but I don't. Yeah, but my other thing I want to say is, I don't think anyone looked at the first reveal footage that I think it was put up on IGN a while ago, like the first 11 minutes of gameplay. I don't think anyone looked at that and said, "Man, these graphics look great. I gotta go buy this game because it's a graphical tour de force." And they, FromSoft just put out a statement of them saying, basically, what they said was something like, "Shit happens in development," and to get the game at a performance
I figured they
level we wanted or found acceptable. I don't even know if they wanted it found acceptable because I got some shit with the performance on that on the PS3. Anyways, I'm getting off topic. They basically just said they cut it to increase performance, and
no, I played a little bit of it. But I don't plan on playing it fully until it comes out for PC.
I've played about maybe 9 or 10 hours of it on the PS3. I don't plan on getting really into it until PC comes out.
With Dark Souls, then you bought it for Xbox, PS3, and PC.
I bought it for
all 3?
360 about a month or 2 after it came out originally. I played about 80 hours on there. I bought it when it came out on PC, and I have about 250 hours on PC. And I bought it on the when I bought my PS3, it was the first game I bought on my PS3. I haven't played it that much on there. I've played a good amount. I tried to see everything in it, and I pretty much have. So
I thought with the storytelling, I felt like it felt different than in 1, because I feel like in 1,
I don't think the storytelling itself.
Well, not the storytelling, but the way it's presented.
It is
the story itself, I suppose.
Dark Souls 1 starts off with
Gwyn fighting the dragons,
with a huge cutscene that gives you background on the world.
It's like there's like that war going on with like the everlasting dragons.
Humans coming to power and all that.
It's about the world, and then Dark Souls 2 is like, "Hey, buddy, you're fucked."
It is the story in Dark Souls 2 seems extremely personal about your character. The reason in Dark Souls, it was you came to Lordran because you were a chosen undead.
Yeah.
I'm doing air quotes around that because of lore reasons, and you were basically you had a mission. You had it seemed like you had an obligation to the gods of that world, or you could choose not to. It depended. But in this one, you end up in Drangleic. You end up in the area.
Shit town.
You end up in that area because you have been drawn to it, because you are undead,
cursed,
and you're going there yourself to try to become not cursed. It seems like it's all about the character, the player character.
No, this of course, since it's a Dark Souls game, since it's from Software.
Yeah,
I don't ever want to say that
sentence again. A bunch of fucking trolls. Even they make their name like even hard to talk about. They're even trolling you when you say their name. Anyways,
it's by From Software.
Yes.
That's a better way to say it. People don't know for sure. Well, we don't know for sure. I mean, we doubt it says it straight up in the game anywhere, but I think it's
whether it's a
prequel or a sequel to the original Dark Souls.
There are a whole bunch of item descriptions that definitely make it seem like it is a sequel.
Sequel, okay.
Yes. There, I'm going to say spoilers on Dark Souls 2.
Spoilers, Dark Souls 2.
I think I've already told you some of this stuff.
Yeah.
But there's stuff like old Dragon Slayer in the game, who might be Ornstein, but probably isn't, because you killed him in Dark Souls.
Ornstein, someone who inherited his armor.
Maybe someone who inherited his armor, which, if you think about it, could be your character from Dark Souls, because you can go buy his armor after you kill him. But there is a boss who wears Ornstein's armor, whose name is Old Dragon Slayer. He drops the old Leo ring.
Oh, that's got to be Ornstein then.
Oh, I don't know.
Is it Ornstein or Ornstein?
I say Ornstein. A lot of people say Ornstein. I think Ornstein's actually the correct one, but I've been saying Ornstein since the game came out, so I keep saying it.
Drake and Josh.
There are miracles, which is a type of spell in the game, that the Thunderbolt one that like Solaire, that all you Sunbros out there, that one you throw, it says something where it was like it was made a long time ago and no one can remember who created it. They say that about a lot of miracles. There are a lot of the same miracles. Oh, even like the Divine Blessing, which was I think it was something created by
Guinevere? Gwendolyn?
Not Dark Sun Gwendolyn, right?
Dark Sun Gwendolyn.
Or, yeah. Guinevere, the big tittied one. I think those were created by either her or her following, like the Princess Guards or her handmaidens or something. I can't remember what.
I didn't even know about that covenant until like a few months ago.
And it says when you first find one that it was created by some god of old whose name's been forgotten. But they also kind of say stuff like kingdoms have been rising and falling on the spot for years, for millennia, so it may not be that important.
I mean, it's Dark Souls. We're never gonna know for sure.
Yeah, all we gotta
wait for Ian B.
I don't even know if he'll. I mean, yeah.
I can't see him not.
It'll be a while, probably.
It'll be a while, I'm sure.
They're gonna let he and some other guys who are YouTuber guys who worked on the official guide. It's just him and a German spy, I think.
A German spy?
A German spy. That's the guy's name.
Oh, I thought you were thinking actually a German spy. I was like, what the hell?
That's just the guy's name. He's cool, kind of. I kind of like his videos too.
Maybe he's called that because they don't allow video games in Germany.
Yeah. I think they've both said the game just came out, and even though they've worked on the guide and kind of know it like the back of their own hands by this point, they're gonna give it a while, let people play it for a while, and not just spoil it for everyone, which is good on them. It's a good thing.
Good on them. So, is there anything else you want to say about Dark Souls 2?
I think it was funny you just said they don't allow games in Germany.
I mean, they do, but they're censored as hell.
But it's funny when you think about Dark Souls 2 because it's rated T.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Yes. Is rated T for almost for the exact same.
Wait, Dark Souls or Dark Souls 2?
Dark Souls 2. It's rated
was Dark Souls 1 rated T?
M.
Dark Souls was rated M and Dark Souls 2 was rated T. That is odd.
It said like I remember reading on the ESRB website like Dark Souls was rated M for like blood, strong violence, and mild language, and so that got it an M rating. And Dark Souls 2 is rated T for blood, violence, strong language, and partial nudity. So, what the fuck? Basically.
Well, this time we get titties.
ESRB is stupid. What?
This time we get titties.
Partial nudity.
Partial titties.
Yeah.
No nips.
There were, yeah.
Maybe just the nip. Maybe that's all we see. We don't know.
I'm trying to think of anything else I want to say about it. I'll probably have a lot more to say at a much later date when I've put a lot more time into it.
Oh yeah, we're not always gonna talk about new games. We just got really lucky that we decided to do this right when Ground Zeroes came out and a little after Dark Souls 2. Yeah. So this is the first episode of 2014. Let's what were your top 5 games of 2013?
Fuck.
You can start listening to them one at a time if you can't think of all of them at once.
God damn it.
I can start with mine. What you want to think?
Me we were gonna do
I just came up with it on the spot. Do you want me to give mine?
No. Yeah, you give yours.
I gotta say, Link Between Worlds was really good for the 3DS. It was really short, but it was a lot of fun. It's a sequel to probably my favorite Zelda game, which is Link to the Past. That's a lot of fun. I would say pick it up now or wait till Well, do 3DS games ever really get cheaper? They seem to only ever go up in price.
I don't know about first party ones.
First party.
Because that's Nintendo.
I found my copy of Zero Mission in my closet, and it's worth like $30 on eBay.
Nice.
I don't know. I don't want to sell it though, even though I played it many times. Gotta say, Shin Megami Tensei 4 was a lot of fun. I need to go back and replay that.
I need to finish it. I haven't yet. I'm probably not ever going to. I haven't finished Nocturne yet either.
Oh, you haven't?
Dude, it's fucked.
Did Hotline Miami come out this year?
No.
Okay.
It was 2012.
I just played that. That was good.
I'm pretty sure it was like October of 2012.
All right.
That's a good one.
Yeah, it is a good one. What else? Fire Emblem Awakening.
I like it.
It's
the first Fire Emblem game I've ever played.
Yeah, I know. That's it's supposedly not. A lot of people say it's not a real Fire Emblem game, for some reason or another.
I saw in one of Rusty's movies, like.
Yeah, with the Rusty 14 the movie.
14 the movie. There was some.
We were in that.
I was in
we were
one
both
of them.
in those.
I was like a newscaster guy.
We were in the same one together, right? Next to each other.
No, I think you were in the one after me.
No, he made another one where together. Yeah.
I guess there's a real person out there because he had someone in one of those videos. I guess it's based on.
I think it was
person.
James.
I thought it was a girl or something who
Maybe.
said
I think it was.
Awakening is like the worst shit ever, and people who like it are stupid. And I'm like, damn.
Like,
that's just the first one I ever played.
That hurt your feelings?
No, it didn't hurt my feelings. I was just like, oh, people are like this. Like, there are people who are... I don't know. I don't want to get into it. But I think Fire Emblem... I actually recently played that. I took, like, a day trip up to New York. And I haven't played a lot of handhelds recently, but I played... That's, like, when, like, the sun set and we're still driving up there. Because after I was done reading some stuff, I played that, like, all night. And then, like... throughout the rest of the trip, and I like it a lot. I'm not very far.
Handheld games have been like the only thing I've been able to play lately because I'm like always going somewhere.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. I haven't bought and played that many new games this year. I guess. Oh no, or last year I should say. I don't get to buy new games that often because they're like $60 a pop unless you get them on Steam. You thought of any for you yet?
Yeah. 2013. My number one game is The Last of Us.
Really?
Yeah.
You didn't. You struck me as. I figured you wouldn't like that.
No, it's why.
I don't know why. I think. Like, maybe I'm thinking of someone else, but I could have sworn you hated Ellen Page.
Well, she's not Ellen Page.
But she looks just like her.
Yeah. There are. I know there are some games that are just like Oscar bait. Like Game of the Year.
I'm sorry. Do you know why I thought you would hate it?
Yeah.
Because I think of Ellen Page, and then I think of Quantic Dream, and I think of Beyond Two Souls. That's why I figured you wouldn't like it. The video game.
There are games that are just bait for Game of the Year sometimes. And I think Last of It got it. Got tons
Last
of
Us and BioShock Infinite.
I'm talking about BioShock Infinite.
Have you played it?
Yeah. But The Last of Us had pretty cool mechanics with shooting dudes and throwing bricks at them and shit and get stealth kind of.
CQC?
They had kind of in a way. They had a really interesting way of every time I felt like I got into an encounter with enemies, I was just sitting there going like shit, fuck, shit. And me sitting there thinking like I don't want to fight these guys. Like, if I could go about this any other way, I would do it. If I could just like stand up and like put my hands up and like back out of the room and get away with like this, I would do it. Like, and I don't do that in a lot of games, but I don't know. It was an interesting way to approach combat, and I thought the story wasn't half bad, which is a compliment.
I didn't get to play BioShock Infinite, but I watched my friend Brian, who actually just got a Skyhook prop today, like a full-size replica. Yeah. And I thought it looked like a game that I would enjoy playing.
BioShock Infinite?
I thought the plot was very interesting.
Are we talking about that now?
Well,
I can talk about that for a little bit.
That was a pretty popular game in 2013.
I think did you hear that story about the guy who he bought it on Steam, and then one of the spoilers for BioShock Infinite, I guess. I'm saying it. It's not a spoiler because it happens early.
Oh, is it the couple thing?
No, you go up in the lighthouse and you end up in Colombia, and one of the very first things you have to do is you get baptized. And it's like a fake fictional baptizing. And so there's this guy who bought it on Steam who I guess he was pretty religious, and so he would not go through with it. And so, but if you don't choose to get baptized, if you don't hit the button to accept it, the game does not progress at all. You cannot move forward with the game unless you accept getting baptized. And this guy would not accept doing it, so Steam gave him a refund. Yeah. And
well, Steve gave me a refund for Duke Nukem Forever and Brink, which I bought both of them at full price. My biggest mistake.
Yeah, God.
I bet on Duke, and I was shown wrong.
You fucked up.
I did fuck up.
There was I saw another interesting post on Tumblr. I don't know if interesting is the right word. I said white word. Wow,
we were talking about BioShock Infinite.
We're talking about BioShock Infinite, where someone was yelling about I don't know if yelling is the right word. I think the racism that happens in BioShock Infinite. It's a key part of the story. You haven't played it at all, have you?
I haven't played it myself, but I watched most of it.
Have you?
I did not see.
You're familiar with it, right?
I am very familiar with it. I watched her play it on that couch right there.
So you're familiar with all the racism stuff,
yes,
right?
Yes, I am.
I think it was an interesting, like, the person saying, like, I ain't gonna play this damn game because it's racist. I don't think the game
The game isn't saying that racism is good. It's saying that it's an awful, awful thing. You're supposed to hate these people for being so racist.
That's what
because the Columbia.
Trying to think about how to say this.
Columbia is not a fun place. It's not a good place to be.
It's not a good place.
It's horrible. I wouldn't say it's worse than Rapture. Because people aren't actively trying to kill. I mean, they are, but like not.
You come to Columbia and Rapture at two different stages in their life. And by the time you get to Rapture,
everything's
in the first BioShock, everything's gone to shit. And if you came to Columbia about a week after the events of BioShock, if you came to Columbia about a week after the events of BioShock Infinite, it would probably be like the first one.
I think the whole city would just fucking drop out of the sky.
Probably did. I don't know. Anyways,
games of the year.
No. I want to talk more about. Maybe I said all I have to say about it. I thought there's. So they set the faction of like the Columbia like police and stuff, and they're racist assholes who just do racist ass and bad shit to people. And then there's the rebel group. They're called the Vox Populi, and they do an interesting thing in that game. And I saw someone else say that this was racist, where you join the Vox Populi, and then you help them fight back against the Columbia, whatever, take it over. And the second the Vox Populi takes in control, they're the enemy now. Because they follow the old trope. Yeah, the old trope of absolute power is absolutely corrupting. And I don't know.
Because she was going to kill that little boy.
She was, yeah, I guess you did see that. She was going to kill that little boy, and then, what's her name? Elizabeth stabbed her with scissors or whatever.
You know what? I'm like almost ashamed to say that this fucks me up, but like whenever I hear the songbird, that fucks. I'll be like, shit, where is it?
They really fucked up by not having more to do with him in that game.
Songbird?
Yeah.
I think he could have been
cool.
He was really cool. My friend has that as a ringtone, so whenever it goes on, I'm like, shit.
I don't know if I have anything else to say about the BioShock Infinite except the ending of it is kind of standard shock, and then you give it about 2 or 3 weeks, and then you're like,
kind of like Madoka Magica.
Yeah.
If you're for anime fans out there.
Yeah, exactly. That's just how I feel.
Something's in my throat.
Is that it? Kind of is just like, hey, out of nowhere, maybe you could have seen this coming. Probably some people probably did, but hey, this is what's up. And what's up is that you were the demons. You were, I can't remember the guy's name.
Zachariah Comstock.
Yeah. You were him from a different timeline.
No, not from a different timeline. You were about to become him.
Is that what it was?
Pretty much, yeah. You were going to rebaptize yourself and pick a different name.
There is a yes.
And so they just killed you before that happened.
And there's a weird thing that all those Elizabeths at the end come together and kill you.
Yeah.
But there's a weird thing about if there's infinite, they do a good job of explaining this away by saying there's always a man, a city, and a lighthouse, or I think that's what it was.
It's always a man. There's always a city. There's always a lighthouse.
Yeah, and so infinite timelines is what they're getting at there, and they do. It kind of explains it away, but it's not really. I don't really understand if killing him there will do anything.
Yeah, because they prevented him from being
cutting off Comstock at the source of his very existence for all time ever.
Yes, because
there's no other way he could.
When
be
he became Comstock, he that was the new baptism.
I'm just saying, if there's infinite timelines and infinite possibilities.
Oh yeah.
Then what they're doing there is kind of futile.
I feel like maybe Infinite was really just the like. I feel like BioShock Many or BioShock a shitload wouldn't have sold as well as BioShock Infinite.
You mean the name?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Anyways, we
don't want to talk about BioShock.
We talked way too long about BioShock.
The first one is good.
I'm playing through the first one right now. I never beat it.
Second one's all right. It's not as good.
One. They 2K made BioShock 2, didn't they?
No, that was Irrational made the first one.
Yeah, but 2K made.
It was
BioShock
like 2K Marin.
I don't know.
I think was the studio that made it. That one's cool because you're a big daddy the whole time you get in jail. I wanted to tell you. I was thinking about today that first time you were like at my house ever, and I was playing Metro 2033.
Yeah,
and you were like, "Can I play that?"
And you were like, "No."
And I was like, "No, fuck off," because it was like the first time I ever met you, and it was like the 10th grade. You need to play that because you have it. Right?
I do have it.
That's just off topic.
Have you played the new one?
No, not yet. Waiting for that. It was just on sale for $10, but I didn't buy it. It was like just on sale for $10, and I was like, and I was like,
Steam
no.
Sales.
And I'm gonna wait till the summer. And I was like, I was thinking about I could buy it now and play it. It's only $10, and I was like, but by the summer it's gonna be even cheaper probably. So I'm just gonna wait. I didn't say my second favorite game is 2013.
I don't know if I can pick 5. I haven't bought that many games.
One, it's gonna be Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance.
Oh, okay, yeah, me too. Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance. How could I forget?
Undoubtedly.
Rules of Nature.
The game is off the fucking chain.
It's fucking
crazy.
It's stupid as all hell, but I love it. There's a guy in there that talks about memes.
Yeah,
it's my game
talks about memes.
It's a pretty meme.
Soundtrack's great. I still listen to it sometimes.
Me too. I feel like it's kind of bad that we both chose Revengeance, but I think in the end it has to be this way.
Yes. Fuck. There's one thing I really don't like about it.
What's that?
And it's the boss fight with Sundowner.
Really?
And
because it's really difficult to pull off, isn't it?
The precision required
to
cut the parts of his blast shield off is ridiculous.
It's finicky.
It is ridiculous.
And I heard that their difficulty mode, the size of the boxes scale with that.
That's weird. That's interesting.
I think that's because if you're playing on easy mode, you're gonna need a big old box.
Yeah.
Definitely Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance.
But that's why The Last of Us is in front of Revengeance for me, because that fucking sucked.
I can't believe I forgot that I didn't think about Revengeance.
I can't even put Persona 4 The Golden on that list because
really was that 2012?
2012.
Oh, you know what? I'm gonna. No, I've only listed 4 games, right?
Yeah. By the way, BioShock is not on my list of favorite things of 2013. It just isn't.
Oh, your favorite things, not favorite games?
Favorite games.
I gotta say for my 5th, I gotta say JoJo's All-Star Battle. I gotta say, I really enjoyed...
Did you get that in 2013?
Yes.
Okay. Like, people keep saying that game has shitty fighting in it. I haven't played it.
All I know is that I can ripple punch a guy off a balcony.
Except I saw some of that free-to-playness that was in it, and that looks fucked. That looks fucking disgusting. And
how about the localization changes? Have you seen them?
Would they change Polnareff's name?
Yeah, do you know what it is?
Like Eiffel Towers?
No, his name is Jean-Pierre Eiffel.
That's
the stupidest thing.
That's the worst.
Because they had the 90s... I
feel like someone made that up.
No, they didn't.
I know.
They had the 90s fighting game, and he was called Polnareff in that, so why change it? But yeah, localization, A Shining Diamond's not that different from Crazy Diamond. They can't have a Pink Floyd lyric. But then we get, like, Jean-Pierre Eiffel.
That's stupid.
Josuke Higashikata 4.
Yeah, that's not good.
Oh, and Deadly Queen.
I don't have anything else to say about JoJo. I haven't played it for myself. Muramasa Rebirth came out in 2013, I think.
What about Dragon's Crown? Have you played that?
I have played Dragon's Crown.
Do you like
it's
it?
not better than Muramasa Rebirth.
But is it Muramasa Rebirth was 2013?
I'm pretty sure I got
Dragon's Crown 2013 for you?
No. But Muramasa Rebirth is like my second favorite game of all. Muramasa, the Demon Blade or Rebirth, is like my second favorite game of all time. It's not my favorite. Well, that's fucked up to say, but I like it a lot. It's got really good music, really good art. The combat is decent, but it maybe kind of goes on too long, and I got kind of attached to the story. Yeah. So.
How many games does that make it for you now?
That's 3.
3. Were you able to? Do you have 2 picked already?
2 more?
Yeah.
I can't think of 2 more.
All right. Well, what are you looking forward to for in 2014?
Dark Souls 2 already came out, so.
Well, what do you say that now Dark Souls 2 is that you have nothing left to live for or something? I'm excited. I'm excited for Persona Q. Persona Q looks cute. I'm gonna buy it just because.
I don't even think I'm that excited for Persona 5.
Really? Persona 5 looks like it's gonna be awesome. I'm excited for that as well.
I don't think I am. I'll be more excited when they actually put.
I'm super not 2014, but I am super stoked for the Phantom Pain.
Yeah.
When that comes out.
I think Infamous Second Son that just came out, and I think that looks.
I heard from a friend that I heard my friend Nick said it was really bad.
Weird. I don't have a PS4, so I haven't played it.
Oh, it's only PS4?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Ouch.
2014. There's some Kickstarter stuff that may or may not be coming out.
Hotline Miami 2 this year, right? It's not. Is it this year? I know there's a really big controversy surrounding that.
Yeah. No, well,
we shouldn't bring that up because we don't have that much time left.
Yeah.
We're on a time.
We probably want to keep this under an hour anyway.
Yeah,
who's
sure.
even listening this much? Fuck. There's a game called Ghost Song that was on Kickstarter last year. That it might be coming out. I have no idea. It's like a Metroidvania. It looked like in the space, but the guy said it was like inspired by Metroidvania and Dark Souls. I was like, that sounds rad.
Yeah. I probably should cut it off around here. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
All right. Well, for future episodes, we're gonna be having guests on.
Yeah. No, maybe.
We have people that said they would record with us.
I know, but do you trust people when the things they say sometimes? I told you I was going to bring food when I came over. I said okay. You messaged me on Facebook and you said bring food, and I said
we
okay.
may have guests on the show.
May.
I think Rusty said he would do an episode or 2 with us. Rusty 14. We'll probably be talking about more non-video game related stuff in future episodes. Maybe. Mostly video games, always. We're going to be putting this up on YouTube and on SoundCloud.
But if you're listening to this, you already know.
Yeah.
Because you're listening.
Well, it's also going to be on either YouTube or SoundCloud or something of that equivalent.
Yes. Something free.
Not SoundCloud, actually, because I doubt they allow an hour-long audio track.
Maybe.
For free.
YouTube definitely will.
Yeah, YouTube definitely will.
Put it up there.
Remember when YouTube had 10-minute limits?
No.
You don't remember that? They used to be
Maybe.
5 minutes long. That was the limit. You can have a video up on YouTube. The olden days of YouTube poop. 2007.
Okay.
Please share. Let people know that we're doing this.
Yeah.
If you're listening to this,
no one know.
If you're no one can know.
No one.
God.
Probably
nobody will know. If you've made it this far, thank you.
Yeah.
But this is our.
If you made it this far, what the fuck?
This concludes. Thank you for listening to Nerds Talk About Video Games. Working Title. This has been the first episode of Working Title, and thank you. And we'll see you next episode.
Maybe.
Hopefully.
Bye.